why are you
Haley
better positioned to turn around this economy that we've heard all of these voters talking about tonight than Mr. Ramaswamy, who is a successful entrepreneur nationally right now? He's beating you in the polls.
Well, I don't care about polls. What I care about the fact is that no one is telling the American people the truth. The truth is that Biden didn't do this to us. Our Republicans did this to us, too. When they passed that $2.2 trillion COVID stimulus bill, they left us with 90 million people on Medicaid, 42 million people on food stamps. No one has told you how to fix it. I'll tell you how to fix it. They need to stop the spending. They need to stop the borrowing. They need to eliminate the earmarks that the Republicans brought back in. And they need to make sure they understand these are taxpayer dollars. It's not their dollars. And while they're all saying this, you have Ron DeSantis, you've got Tim Scott, you've got Mike Pence. They all voted to raise the debt. And Donald Trump added $8 trillion to our debt. And our kids are never going to forgive us for this. And so at the end of the day, you look at the 2024 budget, Republicans asked for $7.4 billion in earmarks.
She's actually bringing receipts.
Democrats asked for $2.8 billion. So you tell me who are the big spenders. I think it's time for an accountant in the White House.
Vice President Pence.
3 points. Nikki Haley, 3 points. Bro, she just came and with the smoke, Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley's my favorite so far.
I'm not gonna lie, that shot might deserve a point. I'm just saying, that shot might deserve a point. I'm not against Vivek, but he's not saying anything. He's just saying a bunch of.
So Brad, what I would like to say is the fact that I think this is exactly why Margaret Thatcher said, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman.
Hey man, Nikki Haley might deserve another point, bro. Not gonna lie.
About clean air, clean water. We want to see that taken care of, but there's a right way to do it. And the right way to do it is, first of all, yes, is climate change real? Yes, it is. But if you want to go and really change the environment, then we need to start telling China and India that they have to lower their emissions. That's where our problem is. And these green subsidies that Biden has put in, all he's done is help China, because he doesn't understand all these electric vehicles that he's done, what that does. Half of the batteries for electric vehicles are made in China. And so that's not helping the environment. You're putting money in China's pocket, and Biden did that. So first of all, I think we need to acknowledge the truth, which is these subsidies are not working. We also need to take on the international world and say, okay, India and China, you've got to stop polluting, and that's when we'll start to deal with
Nikki Haley, another point.
Not gonna lie, Nikki Haley's cooking. She is cooking.
Are you bought and paid for?
Don't be sexist, Republican. She is cooking.
So, Governor Haley,
she's
what
the
do you
swaggiest
say
person
to your
on the
party
panel. Look at that.
And to your
Look at that
state,
fit.
which today
Come on
confirmed
now, bro.
a 6-week abortion law as well,
Oh,
especially
she's about to talk about
the
abortion.
impact on women suburban voters across this country.
Thank you, Martha. I am unapologetically pro-life, not because the Republican Party tells me to be, but because my husband was adopted and I had trouble having both of my children, so I'm surrounded by blessings. Having said that, we need to stop demonizing this issue. This is talking about the fact that unelected justices didn't need to decide something this personal, because it's personal for every woman and man. Now it's been put in the hands of the people. That's great. When it comes to a federal ban, let's be honest with the American people and say it will take 60 Senate votes. It will take a majority of the House. So in order to do that, let's find consensus. Can't we all agree that we should ban late-term abortions? Can't we all agree that we should encourage adoptions? Can't we all agree that doctors and nurses who don't believe in abortion shouldn't have to perform them? Can't we all agree that contraception should be available? And can't we all agree that we are not going to put a woman in jail or give her the death penalty if she gets an abortion? Let's treat this like a respectful issue that it is, and humanize the situation.
I didn't expect this much fire. And it's for...
Bro, I might give her 3 points again. I don't.
You signed a 6-week abortion ban.
I can't.
In Florida.
She deserves 3 points.
One of your biggest financial backers said that you need to, quote, shift to get moderates or
Nikki
you will
Haley's
lose.
cooking everybody on this panel right now.
And others who
I'm close. I'm trying not to be biased.
So
I'm
first of
trying
all,
not to be biased.
It is in the hands of the people, and that's where it should be. But when you're talking about a federal ban, be honest with the American people. We haven't had 45 pro-life senators in over 100 years. So So no Republican president can ban abortions any more than a Democrat president could ban all those state laws. Don't make women feel like they have to decide on this issue when you know we don't have 60 Senate votes in the House.
70% of the American people support legislation to ban abortion after a baby is capable of experiencing pain. It's just going to take leadership.
Hold on.
70% of the Senate does not.
Haley deserves another point.
People.
Bro, I might be a Nikki Haley
Let's
fan.
get Governor Bergman for one
on the
minute
Republican
here.
side, I have to see the Democrat candidates and see if
but
they
the
impress
Supreme
me too.
Court did
Give him credit for that. But what I will also tell you is, look, I mean, when it comes to whether President Trump should serve or not, I trust the American people. Let them vote. Let them decide. But what they will tell you is that it is time for a new generational conservative leader. We have to look at the fact that 3/4 of Americans don't want a rematch between Trump and Biden. And we have to face the fact that Trump is the most disliked politician in America. We can't win a general election that way.
Governor Bergman?
Bro, the booze tried it. Nikki Haley came through. Oh, geez. Nikki Haley
Happy to answer the
cooking.
question, Mike.
Okay, I'm not going to be
would
ignorant and
support
say, like,
more
okay.
funding
Oh,
for the
let me hear
Ukraine
Nikki.
war.
Let me hear Nikki.
You have said of Governor DeSantis that you didn't appreciate it when he initially called it a territorial dispute. Why?
First of all, the American president needs to have moral clarity. They need to know the difference between right and wrong. They need to know the difference between good and evil. Right. When you look at the situation with Russia and Ukraine, here you have a pro-American country that was invaded by a thug. So when you want to talk about what has been given to Ukraine, less than 3.5% of our defense budget has been given to Ukraine. If you look at the percentages per GDP, 11 of the European countries have given more than the U.S. But what's really important is go back to when China and Russia held hands, shook hands before the Olympics, and named themselves unlimited partners. A win for Russia is a win for China. We have to know that. Ukraine is the first line of defense. She's cooking
everybody on the panel. She's destroying them.
He wants to hand Ukraine to Russia. He wants to let China eat Taiwan. He wants to go and stop funding Israel. You don't do that to friends. What you do instead is you have the backs of your friends. Ukraine is the front line of defense. Putin has said, once Russia takes Ukraine, Poland and the Baltics are next. That's a world war. We're trying to prevent war. Look at what Putin did today. He killed Prigozhin. When I was at the UN, that's suddenly died. This guy is a murderer, and you are choosing a murderer over a pro-American country.
Bro, Nikki Haley is the best Republican candidate by far. Like, it's like Nikki Haley, Burgum, and everybody else. Like, they are nowhere close to her. Bro, Trump supporters, Republicans. I'm not even a Republican. I'm just looking at this very unbiasedly. I'm just hearing what they're saying. Republicans, Nikki Haley should be your primary nominee. She should be. She is better than everybody else. Vivek sucks. DeSantis sucks. Trump sucks. Nikki Haley is better. Oh my goodness.
First of all, Mr. Ramaswamy, you have 30 seconds. Mr. DeSantis,
Nikki, I wish you well in your future career on the boards of Lockheed and Raytheon.
I'm not on the boards of Lockheed and Raytheon. And
Boeing came off of it, but you've been pushing this lie. You've been pushing this lie all week, Nikki.
You want to go and defund Israel? You want to
okay, let me address that. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to address each of those right now.
And you attacked her first. Yeah, get him, Nikki. Get him.
So the reality is,
America less safe. You have no foreign policy experience, and it shows.
And you know what?
Oh my God! She's cooking it. She's cooking it. Nikki's cooking it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Vivek is drowning.
Oh. Never be stronger than by the end of my first term. But it's not a client relationship. It is a friendship. And you know what friends do? Friends help each other stand on their own 2 feet. So I will lead Abraham.
What are you talking about? Well, that's not how foreign policy works. What are you talking about? Vivek, what are you saying? You're just talking. You're not making any sense.
Accords 2.0. I will partner with Israel to make sure Iran never is nuclear armed. But you know what I love about Israel? And I've been there probably in the last 10 years more than most people on this stage. You know what I love about them? I love their border policies. I love their tough on crime policies.
Bro, just scapegoated the whole conversation. He's a politician.
So, yes, I want to
He's
learn
good
from
at
the
what he
friends that we're
does.
supporting.
He's playing the politics game. I hate the politics game. I love what Nikki's doing, actually saying stuff.
America needs Israel.
Okay, Governor DeSantis, you were mentioned in the territorial dispute. Not only,
bro,
no, it's not a territorial dispute.
I'm making a whole video. I'm cutting everything of this and just posting Nikki Haley
to defend our country
Republican
and its
nominee.
people. And that means you're sending all this money, but you're not doing what we need to do to secure our own border. We have tens of thousands
y'all are
of
not
people
addressing
who are being killed because what we're not handling.
That's what I'm talking about, Nikki. We can do both at the same time.
I'm not going to send troops to Ukraine. But
they are threatening.
I'm glad I
Taiwan.
reacted to this. So now I know, like now I know my favorite nominee by far is Nikki Haley.
The U.S. just
let me hear Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley is my current favorite. And you are in the Dakotas, to be fair. Let me hear what Nikki Haley got to say.
I'll tell you, as you know, as a parent, the one thing you want is for your child to have a better life than you did. And we can talk about all of these things, and there's a lot of crazy woke things happening in schools, but we've got to get these kids reading. If a child can't read by 3rd grade, they're 4 times less likely to graduate high school. So we need to make sure we bring in reading remediation all over this country. We need transparency in the classroom because parents should never have to wonder what's being said or taught to their children in the classroom. Parents need to be deciding which...
Oh, let me tell you, Drew Bates. Let me tell you. Nikki Haley is legit. Like, legit. I'm going to do... Burgum is my... Like, I'm doing a whole point system. And like, to kind of give you a stamina. Like, Burgum is in 2nd place right now. Burgum has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points from me. He's in 2nd place. Nikki Haley has, like 15 points. Bro, she's just... Her and Burgum kind of clear the panel. I'm going to lie. Shout out Hutchinson. He's decent, too. Everybody else.
Which schools their kids go to because they know best. And let's put vocational classes back into the high schools. Let's teach our kids to build things again.
Hey,
when we do
Haley
that, we allow that innovation, that's when it'll get back. And yes, I will always say I'm going to fight for girls all day long because strong girls become strong women become strong leaders, and biological boys don't belong in the locker rooms of any of our girls.
We're going to start the lightning round, and the first question is going to go to you, Vice President.